Cherie, you are the Global Client Lead Partner for KPMG.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today.
Great. Thank you, James, for having me.
The relationship, Cherie, between Microsoft and KPMG is often described as a 360-degree relationship. Can you help the audience understand what that means for how we work together?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm responsible for our Global 360 relationship. And as you look at all facets of the 360, that includes us as a client, partner, collaborator, and supplier. And when we look across those dimensions, there are uniqueness to all of that on how we work together with Microsoft and how you work together with KPMG.
Cherie, we see KPMG as a leading Microsoft customer success story. Let's talk about the client zero story at KPMG, what that means, why that's so important for KPMG to start using these new AI tools.
Right. It's a phenomenal question because when you think about the client zero story for KPMG, we adopt and leverage the Microsoft technology in everything that we do. It is the embedded nature across our advisory, audit, tax, and legal. So when we look at client zero, what this means is we leverage your technology, we bring in our business best practices, and we do it for ourselves first. So from those learnings, we're able to take those best practices into the market. And so when we're talking to our clients, the transformation that they're looking for, we're also doing it for ourselves, which helps drive additional client value for the business outcomes that they're looking for. So if I just expand on that a little bit further, we were an early access partner or early adopter of Copilot Microsoft 365. We embedded Copilot in everything that we do. We rolled it out across KPMG network firms. And right now we have massive opportunity with how we're leveraging Copilot, but it doesn't just stop there. We look at Azure AI Foundry, we look at Copilot Studio, and when we look at how we build out our KPMG Clara technology on the audit side, we're embedding the Azure AI Foundry and the agentic framework, and we're doing that also in tax with our digital gateway solution. And then when we look at advisory, we're doing that with KPMG Velocity. And all of this is really core to the heart, and Microsoft is the engine also helping all of this run. And it ties directly to how we're both strategically aligned and what we're bringing to our teams, and most importantly, to our clients.
So, Cherie, because of the significant work that you've done internally for for your AI transformation, you've had a preview of what customers will be going through as they consider going down the very same steps.
Right. And that's absolutely fundamental to how we work together from a 360. We have access and we work together so closely that for these early adopter programs or early access, we're able to test it, try it, break it, fix it, and work together, as a team around how are we going to be able to leverage Microsoft technology inside of KPMG across our functional areas, which is our KPMG audit, tax, advisory, and legal.
That's a powerful differentiator, being able to have those conversations with your customers. We did this, this is what we learned, and we're coming to you with some of the best practices.
Right. Yes.
So, Cherie, you've announced an acceleration of AI integration into your global smart audit platform, KPMG Clara. Can you tell us how you've leveraged the Microsoft Cloud to build and evolve that platform and how it is transforming the audit experience?
Yes. So for our KPMG audit, it is a technology driven audit process. And when we leverage Azure AI Foundry or even the agent framework that was just announced at Microsoft Ignite, it's actually really changing the way in which we are driving our audit processes, the quality, and it's allowing our auditors to gain the insights quickly to focus on those additional value added areas to drive a more seamless, efficient audit for our clients.
And this translates into improved customer satisfaction, expansion of services, and value to your end customers.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the other part of that is that, while we talk about KPMG Clear and what we're doing in audit, we're doing the same thing in tax with our digital gateway as well. We leverage your technology early, we put it into and embed it into our everyday work. And then when we drive that value to our teams and to our clients, we have the opportunity to really showcase the power of the tools and also coupling that with our experience and expertise.
Can you talk us about how you're bringing what KPMG has learned from customer zero to clients that you share with Microsoft in the market?
Yes. So we have, like I said, with our 360 relationship, we do a lot on the go-to-market side and in market. And when I look at, some of the early success and also current success, because the market is moving so quickly, the innovation is so vast. And even the announcements, the 70 announcements that have been made at Microsoft Ignite, it's a phenomenal game changer. When you think about, the Agent 365, you think about the IQ, or intelligence IQ and what's happening with the stack, those type of learnings that we are actually having access to, and what we've been building, like with our workbench, that is looking at our agentic framework as a single platform that is taking these different areas. We're actually leveraging that early with our clients. So I'll give an example, like with Telstra. Telstra, a large telecommunications organization in Australia, we have a KIM compliance solution that is really embedding the agentic framework, the compliance, the tooling, and we have that on top of our workbench that has all of these other agentic capabilities, and it helps to really seamlessly drive the compliance process to drive those efficiencies. So our client, with Microsoft and also with Telstra, they're able to actually leverage the technology in their everyday work, and it's a phenomenal case. We have other organizations as well, like the work that we've done together with Vodafone and helping Vodafone on their AI journey. And again, there are many, many examples, but the point here is that how we work together shows up with how we work together in market. And that is super critical when we look at our overall 360 relationship. We take our learnings from Client Zero, we look at those best practices, we work together with Microsoft to determine the best way that we can bring that into market. We go to market together and we deliver that joint value.
And the importance of that client zero relationship is the fact that you're working with us as these new announcements are being made, the work IQ, the fabric
Right.
IQ. So you're able to understand that and its applicability to customer scenarios very, very quickly.
Yes. Well, and I think it's the applicability of how we can leverage that technology. But when you think about what organizations right now are looking for, they want something to be simple, but they want it to scale and they want it to be secure. So what better way to look at how do we harness all of that value together to really power the AI journey that organizations are looking for? And that is super important because everyone is trying to keep up with the innovation and the technology and the pace, but they want to make sure that it's secure, that's able to scale, and that it can be seamless in their everyday operations. So as organizations look at the frontier firm and the era that we're in, this is going to become a table stake of what organizations like KPMG as well needs.
Cherie, you recently launched what seems to be the unifying engine behind all of the KPMG solutions, KPMG Workbench. Can you explain what Workbench is and how it represents a joint go-to-market with
Yeah.
Microsoft?
Yes, I can. And it's actually somewhat of a loaded question because when people hear workbench, they're trying to figure out probably what it is. So I think it's a very good question. But if we put it in the context of KPMG, we have a lot of member firms, across the globe, and we have our workbench is our single agentic platform that is, let's say, headless. However, because as you talk about your open ecosystem, this is our headless single platform for our agentic framework that is allowing us to build and deploy and manage and govern the agents that are delivering with us together, which ties very nicely to what you've talked about with Agent 365 and also the observability and also the security. And all of that is within our workbench. The other point that I would also make is that our AI workbench or our workbench was the very first in Australia to be ISO 42001 certified as part of the standard. And that allows us to really look at the trusted and the security elements that are required on Workbench and that telemetry data to look at how we govern, manage, and deploy the agents. So it ties in really nicely to how we work together, but also it's been co-built together on Azure with Azure AI Foundry as part of our Workbench.
Mm.
And so from a go-to-market standpoint, organizations are looking at what do they need to build, buy, or partner. So here's an opportunity to be able to take our learnings and see, how could they leverage Workbench? And we're having those client conversations right now,
And this is cross industry,
cross
cross use
industry.
case, cross member firm. It's a
Absolutely.
global approach.
It's a global approach and it's a unified approach. And that allows you to have the level of security, the telemetry data, and also, that is allowing us to be able to scale.
Mm. It's clear that with platforms like Workbench, the very nature of professional services is changing. Looking ahead at what's next, how do you see the Microsoft alliance with KPMG transforming the industry, transforming how customers think about working with us,
Right.
right, to address their transformations?
Right. Well, and I would say too, it's not only about the alliance, it's about the overall relationship and the 360 on how we work together. Because in order for us to always improve and continue to stay ahead, we need to look at how we leverage your technology for ourselves and how we embed, your technology and the AI and the workflows that we have. But as we look at how we go to market, because it's moving so quickly, we need to have a level of trust, transparency, and we need to ensure that as we look at the joint solutions that we're building together to streamline, simplify, and secure what our clients are looking for on their journey, this is our biggest opportunity. So even when you look at your Microsoft Anthropic announcement here at Microsoft Ignite, that's also another a showcase on how things are moving so quickly. And this ecosystem and this partnership approach is really, really critical in the frontier era that we're in.
So, Cherie, I would like to thank you for being an outstanding partner with Microsoft. And I look forward to all the wonderful things we can do together going forward. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
So, James, thank you also very much. We really appreciate the opportunity and working together, and it is all go time from here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.